Hello, artists, and welcome back to Art at Home with Mrs. Kellogg. Well, it's November, and you know what that means, turkeys and Thanksgiving. So for today's project, we're going to create Thanksgiving cards. Now, meet me over at my workspace. I'm going to tell you more about the lesson and the materials you will need. As I said before, we're going to create a Thanksgiving card for our art project today. And as you can tell, we're going to focus on some turkey art. And we'll take our paper and fold it in half to make it a card. And you could create a Thanksgiving poem for someone, or you could write a letter giving thanks to a family member or friend. And if you just want to create turkey art, that's fine too. Now I'm going to tell you the art materials you will need for your project today. So you're going to need a paper that's about 9 by 12 or 8 by 10. And if you want to make a bigger card, you can, because we're going to take that paper and we're going to fold it in half to make a card. If you'd like to use watercolor for the background in this project, maybe you would like to use some paper from your art pad that's thick enough for watercolor. But if you don't want to use watercolor, any paper will do. Now you have a choice of materials. I'm going to use markers for mine. So you could use markers from your art kit or colored pencils from your art kit. And you'll need pencils and erasers. And don't forget to put down that art mat or newspaper before you start. So those are the materials that you'll be needing. So now's a great time to pause your video, get your materials all set up and your workspace set up, and I'll meet you back here and we'll start drawing turkeys. Did you get your materials? Great, then let's get started. So we are going to start by drawing our turkey on the front of our Thanksgiving card. So what we're going to start with is the beak and head, because that decides how big the body's going to be, how big you make the beak and the head. And we're going to focus on shape. So that's the main thing to look for. So if you notice, we've got a triangle for the beak, and you can use an oval or a circle for the head. And again, I want to make sure that I'm going to be able to fit all of that on my card. So I'm going to place the head closer to this side of the paper. So placement's important. So I'm going to think of an S-curve here for the neck. And that's going to be my line of action. Then I'm going to think oval for the body. It's okay to draw through things. So you're just going to try to remember to erase some of those shapes out. So think shape again. So I've got am I rounded triangle or an oval to a triangle? And then kind of almost like a trapezoid, or you could even think of it as an oval. And so I'm making the structure for my feathers. And then I'm going to overlap by connecting each of my rounded rectangular shapes. Okay, now comes for the legs. So I just think of actions and angles for the legs. So for example, I draw my angle and I know the foot's going to go this way. So I start with line and then I'll build shape on top of that. And if I want the foot facing out this way. Shape again, half oval. It's okay to draw through things, just make sure you erase them out. So that's the big thing to remember, everything's shape, and it's okay to draw through things. Make this bigger. See, I'm thinking triangle here. And now I'm going to finish cleaning up my drawing, erasing all the lines I don't need. And as you can tell, all I did was use shape. So now I've finished drawing my turkey, so I'm going to trace it with a thin black marker. You could also use a black colored pencil if you want to create your artwork just using colored pencils. Now my next step after this is I'm going to start adding design into my turkey and overlapping shapes and having a lot of fun with that. So now's a great time to pause the video, draw your turkey, and remember to focus on those shapes, triangles, ovals, curved rectangles. Then trace your turkey and we'll meet back here to create some fun designs on our turkey. Did you finish drawing and tracing your turkey? Great. Then let's get started designing. One really important principle of design is repetition. So what you want to do is think of maybe some lines and shapes and create a pattern in your artwork. So just think of good design is when you're repeating lines and shapes and colors. For this particular turkey, I'm not going to use color. I'm going to use black marker and pencil and the white of the paper. But again, you're welcome to use color. And if you really don't want to put design on your turkey and you want to just use solid colors, feel free to do that. So here's an example where I use some color in my design, but notice I repeated lines, I repeated shapes. Okay, and I just wanted you to have a look at this lines and pattern sheet. So maybe this will give you some good ideas. Now I have some ideas, so I'm going to start creating my design. And remember, it can all just start with a simple liner shape. And it's good to turn your paper. It's good to see your designs or your artwork from all different angles while you're creating it. And it's also helpful when you're drawing certain lines. Okay, now I have my design, and now I want to think about value, that important element of art when I'm using color or a grayscale, white, gray, and black in my artwork. What I want to think about is I want to use a light shade, a medium shade, and a dark shade. That if we put dark colors next to dark, the shapes will disappear. And medium next to medium colors or shades, your shapes still won't stand out. Even with light colors next to light colors, your artwork won't stand out. Now it's time to shade in or color my turkey. You can either add color, or you could use the white of the paper, the black of the marker, and pencil. So what that's going to create is a light, a medium, and a dark value or shaded turkey. And this is what's going to bring dimension to my artwork. And as I work, I might add more design. And I really recommend turning your paper as you work. When I do design like this, it's kind of fun to put on some music and just relax and let your creative side of your brain do the work. So I'm going to keep working on this, and now would be a great time to pause the video so you could keep working on yours. Did you finish your design? I bet they look amazing. So if you look at this grayscale design that I did on this turkey, you're going to notice I've put light next to medium here. So this is the white of the paper and the gray of the pencil. And then here I did a dark pattern. Okay, and then I used some color in this one. So whatever you decide to do, just keep thinking of that idea of value and that principle of design repetition. Now, my next step is I'm going to watercolor the background. So you have a lot of choices because you don't have to put a background in. You could use colored pencils. Maybe you want to create an oil pastel background. And for me, after I finish my watercolor, then my next step is inside of the card, where I'm going to write a letter of gratitude and thanks in honor of Thanksgiving to a friend or a family member. That's our lesson on creating a Thanksgiving card using that really important principle of design, repetition. I hope you had a lot of fun and enjoyed the lesson. And always remember, when you are creating art, to relax, have lots of fun, and keep creating. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.